And now, Giants Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
We're talking Giants every day. From McCovey Cove to the Oracle Park lights, Eric and Glenn keep the fire burning bright, fighting for the glory, no matter what it costs us, breaking down the moments from the wins to the losses. Giant Sports Talk, we're here for the ride. Eric and Glenn with the fan base pride, talking dreams, will they contend? But we'll back the Giants till the very end. Let's go, Giants! Yes, yes, yes! Oh! Eric and Glenn breaking it down, all Giants all the time.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Giants Sports Talk Live. Series finale between the Giants and the Marlins, and the Giants come out on top. They beat the Marlins 6-3. Had some amazing starting pitching by young. I say young, he's 27, but young as far as MLB experience is concerned. He went out there and he had a hell of a game. Only allowed 2 hits. Of course, one of those hits was a 3-run shot, which kind of dampened the mood. It was like right off the beginning. It was at the second inning, if I'm not mistaken. But then the Giants had timely hits late in the game. Again, had some heroics by Casey Schmitt with a big 3-run shot to left field. Look, man, you got to ride that hot hand, man. You got to ride that hot hand. You had a Rice taking one for the team, laid down a beautiful bunt to advance those runners. And then that's when Schmidt came up and hit that big bomb. Devers had a nice opposite field double. He got things started with that, got a run across. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's made it 3-2 at that time. So I tell you what, man, it was a whole team effort. Bullpen came in, finished it out. Like there wasn't much for the bullpen to do. I think it was only, what was it, Miller? Who else came in there? I can't remember who else came in there at the bottom. Let me look at this real quick.
Nobody
else.
It.
Ruth and Miller. That's it. That's all. Hey, I'll take that. I'll take that. I forgot he came in at the very end of the 8th inning. I would love to see Roupp get that late inning, but he didn't. Anyway, it's a good game. It's a series. It's a day off. They're going to go to Philly and start another series. What say you, Glenn?
Thanks, Eric. What do I say? I say that a couple of things. And I'm going to keep it short today. Really, you hit on everything. Pitching. This is our ace who went today.
Yes.
Despite the after one swing of the bat, even the ace can have a bad bad pitch, a meatball. He gave up the home run, and then he was untouchable, Eric. They couldn't get nothing going. I think at one point I was doing some paperwork for work purposes, and I had the radio broadcast going, so I didn't watch much of it. I'd pop out of the chair when I heard, because you got the delay from the radio to the TV. He'd say, home run! I run down the hall, and a minute later I get to see it. So, the pitching was phenomenal. He is the San Francisco Giants ace. You guys talked about it yesterday. I disagreed, but I wasn't here to defend it. Lou and I talked about it last night. This is and it's not just, I will preface by saying it's not just that I picked this score and this win and said they'd win today. This was the best. This is your best lineup. This is the way I think it should be structured. And again, not even because Schmidt is holding the hot hand. You're dropping Devers down. You got Lee back up. You got Arise batting third. I might even still have Arise batting second and Chapman third. Or maybe move something, because Arise, like you said, Arise gets him over. Lee got on today. I just loved today's lineup. It's good pitching from the bullpen. Good pitching from the starter to get things rolling. I thought the lineup was great. You had guys contributing, like Lee went 4 for 5. You had Drew Gilbert contributing today. Another couple of pair of hits in the win. I think the team was rolling today. team effort, which was nice to see. And I don't know if you guys caught it, because after the Schmidt home run, I ran down again, watched it on the big screen, had to savor that. And see Chapman giving him, he was all smiles, high fives. Those guys are getting along again. So I love to see that. Lou Marsden, he joins us. What do you think, Lou? I think Eric and I have covered a lot of it, haven't we?
I thought it was a great homestand considering who we were playing, when we were playing them, coming back 5-1. We go 4-2 on the homestand. I thought winning, as Eric says, just when the series was great. I was a little frustrated the way the game started. I've still never seen a team get a runner at third with nobody out and not contribute. The other thing is we sort of got lucky today, and we got to be right up front with Arias. If the pitcher's not trying to do the double play, we don't score there. But I thought, to tell you the truth, the hit of the game was Devers. When we scored the second run where he went the opposite way,
nice.
He needs to be part of this team, plain and simple. And, we talk about our pitching. Roupp is only making $800,000 a year. He has another year of arbitration, pre-arbitration, then arbitration. If we're going to do something where we're not sure, Ray, why don't we sign this guy? 3 years, maybe like $4 million. Costs nothing. He's only making $800,000 now. Next year will be determined because of arbitration. Just sign the guy. He's young. He's the type, especially where, right now with Webb being inconsistent, you got to reward these guys a little bit. If I were Buster, we have the money, give him a nice 2-year extension. I know it's tough with a pitcher, but you can do it for $4.5 million. Costs nothing.
Are you talking about Roupp, Lou? Are you talking about Roupp?
Yeah.
Extended Roupp?
Yeah, Roup's only making $800,000. It's, again, I read about it today. If the Giants are going to do it, he's making the league minimum. Let's reward him. Yeah. We know he's going to be there. But I thought the best part about Roupp today, and Glenn, you were going to say it, gave up the homer, retired the next 18 batters in a row.
18. Wow.
That's huge.
18 in a row. So that's huge. And he kept the Giants in it before, we erupted. And one of the things me and Eric talked about yesterday is getting to these other teams' bullpens. They have great starters, but their bullpens are shaky. Again, the Giants came through, getting to the bullpen. Nice homestand. They get to, they're going to fly out tonight, take tomorrow off, and then we got Philly. So overall, great homestand. That's all I can ask.
Lou, I thought that's a great take. Eric, I think Lou and I, Lou's my pal. We did the show last night. Great ratings. People were invested in the show. You guys had the show work together yesterday. Lou and I usually are on the same page. What say you to that, Eric? His comment that you sign Roupp now for that money. I think you're way. If you think you're getting Roupp 3 years, $4 million, I think you're way off.
Now it's going to have to be more than that. There's no doubt.
Way more.
Because if he's got one more year of arbitration and he knows that, and he's going to hit free agency, you're going to have to come out with him. You're going to have to come with him with maybe $15 million a year.
Yeah.
But you know what? Does it mean you got to go out there and sign a 5-year? Maybe not.
I think if you try to extend him at that, Eric, he's gone.
Here's the thing as well, because you got to look at it this way. He's, like I said, he's young as far as MLB experience, but he's not young in age. So by the time he hits free agents, I think he'll be around 29 or something. But I would not be opposed of trying to extend him. I would not. I mean, come on, man. If this guy is showing something, maybe you do that. And look at that. He's sporting a 2.5 ERA. He is the ace right now on the San Francisco Giants.
Lou says play it safe all the time, right? Lou says play it safe. He's always saying I say it, but it's really him that says it.
But here's the thing.
I think it's safe to sign him and pay him right now.
I think it is too, because if you think about it, who do we have available for free agents next year? It's not much.
No, you could.
You ain't getting Scooble. Scooble ain't happening. So you're going to have some. I mean, Ray's probably going to walk. So, and then there you go. And here's the thing. Who would you rather extend? Would you rather extend Ray or would you rather extend Roupp? That would be a fun argument to have later on. But yeah, I'm all for trying to extend him. Now, what is it gonna cost? That's a different story. I mean, of course he's not going to get $25 million a year, I wouldn't think, but he's going to be up there in that $15 to $20 million a year. And hey, if you want to do that, give him a 3-year deal. 3-year deal.
Keeps pitching the way he is. I mean, I don't want to get crazy, but
correct. You want to wait a little bit longer, of course. Maybe at the end of the year or whatever, you could start talking about that.
I thought it was a good topic.
I do agree with Super Salty here that if you, I think they'll save a little money off the front end of this deal by extending him now. Do it now. Take the chance. I mean, the way he's pitching, That to me is playing it safe, but playing it safe is getting him at a good price now. I think if he continues to pitch like this, the salary triples, Eric. By the
I
time
know.
you're ready to sign him.
That's why it's a fine needle to thread because you want to pay him, but then again, if he exceeds expectations, and he might want to ask for more. You know what? Before we go any further, let's do tail of the tape, and then I want to talk about Lou brought him up. Arise endeavors. Let's talk about it. Hold on. Let's do this first.
And now, today's Giants in Review on Giants Sports Talk Live.
High drive into center field.
Got him.
And there it is, folks. Giants win. They take the series. They improved to 13-15, only 2 games out of being 500. They beat the Marlins 6-3. Miami 3 runs on only 2 hits. Masterful performance by Landon Roupp. They had that 1 error. We're going to talk about that error. Giants 6 runs on 8 hits, no errors. Roupp with the win. Again, he's 5-1 with a 2.5 ERA. Woo! Woo! Nardi gets the loss. Miller gets the save. But here we go. Lineup. Little tweak in the lineup today, right? We got people moving all over the place today. I said it yesterday. Hey, unless it's like right now it's working. It's working. Let's not mess with anything. But since Adama's got a day off, they brought Lee up into the leadoff. And I'm like, man, we saw this, right? Glenn, how many times did we see this with Jung Hoo Lee last year? He'd be on a tear. They move him up. And what happens? But this time, a little bit different. Lee is in the leadoff. 4 hits, 2 runs scored. That's what you want from a leadoff man.
Yeah, we called it the chasing the hot hand last year, and it always backfire, right?
Right.
And then I saw Schmidt. To be honest with you, Eric, just to interject on that very topic, when I saw Lee up top, I go, I said, Schmidt had a nice game yesterday. They're moving him into cleanup role. It could easily have backfired if you look at the not so rich tradition of moving this around like Giants do. But it worked out today, Eric. So hey, I'm not gonna shit on it. No way, man. They got it done. Chapman was in a 2-hole today. Again, they're doing a left, right. I understand that. Didn't have a hit, but he did draw 2 walks. I'm okay with that. You're getting on base. Arise. I'm gonna tell you something. Don't let that 0-4 scare you. Not just because there was 2 things he did today. And it was huge in this game. And I'm going to talk a little bit about more. Eric Devers, you're coming up on Devers. Mm-hmm. Devers has got, you keep saying Devers will bounce back. Oh, I'm holding my breath. I'm turning blue over here, holding my breath, hoping that happens. But, as things kind of progress, we're going to get into warmer weather. I like where the averages are headed, Eric.
They're up.
Look across the board.
Except
everybody
for
Devers. Look, even the role players, like you're coming up on Gilbert at 265 and Ramos 265. Look at the top end, 313. You got Chapman,
almost 300. Yes, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Sorry, buddy, keep her going. That's
what I'm talking about, 100%. Schmidt had 1 hit, but my God, was that a hit? Again, a 3-run home run late in the game, put the Giants up. Right, went from 3-3 to 6-3 in 1 swing and a bat with 1 pitch. Right, it was the first pitch. The very first pitch. And Devers had a hit today, which was nice. Didn't strike out. And I love that approach he took to left field, man. I'm telling you, he's going with the pitch, got a double. And then what he did, and we'll talk a little bit more, the next at bat, it was a deep fly ball to center field, and he took that extra base. And because he took that extra base, the next guy that came up hit a deep fly ball, and he was able to, it was a sacrifice fly. And guess what? It tied up the game. So if he didn't take that extra base, who knows what would have happened? But it's good to watch good situational hitting and base running because it's going to win you games. Ramos was 0-4 today. Gilbert, you talked about it. He had 2 hits today. The kid is showing something, man. And you know what I like about it too? Glenn, he's not doing the theatrics like he did last year. He's still got the energy, which is good. You want that, but it's not the over the top stuff.
He looks blue collar, Eric. He looks like he's showing up, doing the job. Yes. Maybe Vitello. I mean, they were goofing off in the dugout the other day, so maybe that was a one-off. And I thought maybe he's settling down, and it's all business. It looks like it.
Yeah. Good and call. Then Koss, he got a start in forever. I'm not going to blame Koss. He went 0-4. He's just not getting enough at bats. I mean, how are you going to go out there and do anything? Bailey 0-4. 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position. That's not great, but hey, it was enough to get the win, right? When it's a loss, of course, then you talk about it. But if you don't, well, yeah. Well, what are you going to do?
I think we were today's lineup did a great job, Eric.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. Roupp, 7 2/3, man, only 2 hits,
Beautiful.
3 earned runs on that one swing of the bat. I mean, that happens. As I always say, it's baseball. It happens. 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, man. I'm telling you, I've said this a million times. The guy has Madison Bumgarner vibes. He's from North Carolina. Mad Bum was from North Carolina. They're both kind of country boys, right? And one thing I like about him, he doesn't get frazzled. He doesn't get rattled. He gave up that 3-run shot, and then as Lou talked about it, he comes right back and doesn't allow what is it, 18 straight putouts? Didn't he allow anyone on base? I mean, come on, man. He didn't let it get to him, and that's huge. You need that quality in a pitcher to where, okay, I gave up one, but I'm not gonna let him do it again. And he came out there and he freaking dealt, and I love it. Miller came in with for an inning and a third, and was able to finish it out and got the save. How about that? Good on Miller. But I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna go back to Arise, dude. One thing I liked about him, he was 0-4, but you see what he did. That you talked about that luck. To me, it's not luck. What did Arise do? And what has he been doing the entire time he's been with the San Francisco Giants? He hustles. He gets up the line. And what happens when you get up the line and the defense sees that? What do you think they're going to do?
Yep.
Sometimes, right? Not all the time, but sometimes they may throw the ball away. And that's exactly what happened. And what did that do? It allowed a run to come across. Lee was able to score. And that's huge, man. You got to have guys that are going to be able to do that. To go out there and you put pressure on the defense. You got to make them make those plays. And if they don't, well, guess what? You reap the benefits of it. And then late in the game, he lays down that beautiful, oh my God, that bunt. Holy crap. Is there nothing that this guy could do with a bat? Look, does he have the power?
He's a wizard. He's a wizard,
My
man.
God.
It's like his magic wand.
I mean, he just laid it down. It was a perfect amount of space from the catcher to where the ball was. You advance the runners, and then next thing you know, what happens? Schmitt comes up and knocks one. Look, it would have been nice just to get either a sacrifice or a base hit, but he winds up knocking it out. But man, I tell you what, that's what I love Arise because he's a baseball player, man.
Yeah.
And you called it. You and
Lou,
you guys called it, man. You guys were really high on Arise. I liked him, but I didn't think he was going to come and do this. This is
funny. It's funny, as we do the last couple of nights, it was Lou and I on board with the evening show, Giant Sports Talk Live, the 8 o'clock program. And Lou, you've seen it the last couple of nights. You were in with me, buddy. The chat, to a man, they're all coming on board now and go, well, maybe there was something to this. But I got to ask you guys a question because I listened to the broadcast. You guys were watching it, I suppose, Eric and Lou.
I was doing both radio and
I'm
TV.
only going to go on this tangent. It's not even a tangent. It's a question. Honest question. During the radio broadcast, today I listened to the Giants feed, which is a rarity. There was a play when Devers, I don't know, he grounded out. They said, what's going on? He didn't run the play out. They were very,
He kind of went a little bit last.
And it takes a lot to get this broadcast crew like crapping on you. But they crapped in his cereal, said, you got to hustle.
You got to. And it might have been a frustration. Look, he's let's face it, he hasn't been playing very good. And he grounded, it was a soft grounder, and he probably was like, you know what?
Okay. There was a lot of frustration yesterday too, Eric. Yesterday's game, did they show it on TV? There was a play where Ramos grounded out at first base. He slammed the helmet down.
I saw it.
She blew like a grenade.
I saw that. Yeah, it was the chin thing popped off.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
It looked from my vantage point, and I couldn't get to the military grenade military grade binoculars quick enough, but it looked like it went flying in pieces. So
it did.
A little bit of frustration. That's all.
And it is. And look, he still has to go out there. You're a baseball player. You got to go out there and do it. End of story.
You got to hustle. At the end of the day, you got to hustle, right? I think hustle, and like Lou's touched on, Lou and I were talking about it, and I think we all agreed. Eric, you were on board with this. At the end of the day, You got to do the basics that you learn from Little League on up,
Yes.
man. Watch the third base coach. Gilbert was running to third with his head around like this the other night. And I was just like, oh, Lou would be all over this. You guys would be pissed. And I don't know if they brought it up in the game, but they're not watching the third base coach. And back when I was a kid, you watch games, you run and you watch him. You don't worry about the play. And it seems like that's been thrown out the window.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Nothing I want to talk about, and I'm going to kick it to Lou because I want to ask him about Schmidt. But before that, another thing Devers did today, that last at bat he had, he drew that walk, but man, he got a lot of pitches out of that pitcher. And that's something you got to see from Devers. Don't be afraid to take that walk. And maybe he's trying to hit himself out of this slump, but it's okay to go take a walk, man. And I tell you, so he had a nice double in the gap, and he had that walk, and I thought that was fantastic. Got a couple of super chats, and then I'm gonna ask Lou something about Schmidt. If the Giants can go 4-2 on the road trip, they will be in business. Getting exciting to watch. What's up, Kevin? Kevin Bowden. I don't know if I've seen you before, but if I haven't, welcome to the fraternity we call Giants Sports Talk Live. Donates $5. Thank you, Kevin. Much appreciated. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, if they could go on this road trip and go 4-2, I mean. On a road trip, if you could go 500, it's okay. But yes, if you could go 4-2, especially if you could pick on the Phillies who have been kind of scuffling, I would love that. 100%, dude. You're spot on, dude. Mentor Mac, he didn't say nothing, but he gave us $5. All right. Thank you.
Love you. We love you, Eric. We love you, buddy.
Thank you. That's all I got to say.
We love you, baby.
I'll tell you what, though. I had to laugh because when Schmidt hit that home run, when Schmidt had the home run, I was like, you know what? We don't have to worry about we don't have to worry about him overrunning home plate. We don't have to worry about him overrunning home plate and getting
run to the dugout, baby.
You just run across, touch the plate, and walk back to the dugout. You ain't got to worry about no base running. But I had to. But I'm going to ask you this, Lou. Casey Schmitt, man, he's on a heater right now. There is no question about it. The guy is on a heater. You keep throwing him out there, right, Lou? I mean, we all talked about. Look, I've said for all along I thought he was a bench player, but I'll say this: if he is gonna stay this hot, let him stay at DH for the foreseeable future.
I think I can't remember if it was Glenn or Eric. Everyone's talking about Eldridge.
No.
Bring him up. Again,
don't worry about that now.
There's nowhere to put him.
Correct.
Again, Casey has not played a full season because he seems to get injured a lot. He's already been injured this year. He was injured, I think, twice last year. It wasn't his fault. He got hit, but that's baseball. Let's see how long this lasts. But, right now it's him, Lee, and Arias. I think what's scary is if the rest of the lineup can come through, then we have a ball team. But, as Glenn said, Lee's been great. And I think one of the things I talked about when you bring a professional hitter in Arias, I think he's really helped Lee out. Because
you're talking about rubbing off?
Rubbing off. And he's showing him he can hit anywhere. Lee's now not just doing the usual, hitting the ball to second, trying to pull. He's hitting it to left center. He's gotten a little power, but he's using the ballpark to his advantage. So one thing I want to see Lee do is do this on the road. He's finally realizing, hey, I can use this ballpark to my advantage. And you bring up Arias. When you're a professional hitter, bunting is easy. Okay? If you saw how great it is, because that's his hand-eye coordination. And I think, Eric, you brought up the point. Today, the Giants got 4 walks. They got 8 hits, no errors. When you do that, you can be in every game. And I think, we talk about this Giants team. They're not so loaded. They don't have a huge bench. They don't have this. They got to play the game right. And if they do it, they're going to be in the game. And with a little luck, they now are going to, they took 2 out of 3. Because remember, the Giants lost Friday night. Saturday, they did nothing for the first 5 innings. They got to the bullpen, boom. Today, Giants were down, and again, the one thing about Arias I want to say is, his speed worked, but he actually made contact. Okay. When you make contact and you got a little speed, you put the pressure on, the pitcher had to try to field. Boom. It was huge. And, I think that's one of the things, but I think, Lee's a lot better hitter because, maybe he didn't have anyone to really ask, hey, first of all, they're both lefties and they're more slashers. Hey, what do you recommend? Can you sort of tell me how can I improve myself? And I can tell you, Raya said, use the whole field. Stop trying to hit a homer. You're not going to get many homers. And just make contact, and you'll see good things happen. I can't remember the last time, Lee, if last year, if he got 4 hits in a game, but you can see he's seeing the ball, and it's all confidence when he comes up.
And
we're not talking about his fan club. We're talking about him finally. And that's the big thing.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good point. You're not talking about the fan.
Nice.
And another thing that we noticed with Jung Hoo Lee, his helmet staying on his head.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? Maybe is there a coincidence? Because you said that. I think, Lou, you say that all the time, right? He's in mid-swing and his hand's coming off the bat and he's putting his hand on his head.
Raided the local Little League dugout, I guess.
Like, come on, man. Look, man, we're in 2026. Are you telling me you can't mold his head somehow and freaking get the right freaking helmet? Hey, what's up, buddy? He says, I know I'm not a fan of Lee, talking about me, not a fan of Lee leading off. I don't mind him leading off. The only reason I had issues is just because we saw it where they did that, and then he kind of fell off. They were moving him around, and for whatever reason, and again, what was the reason? I don't know. That's something you're going to have to ask him from last year. But what he's doing right now, you got to ride the hot hands, and that's why I asked. Schmidt, hot hand. Lee, a hot hand. Chapman has been steady. Chapman has been steady all year round. Ramos is starting to come around. And I think who was it you, Lou, that was saying that if this team, if more guys start hitting, watch out, dude. Can you imagine? And look, how often does that happen in a season where everybody is hitting at the same time? It's very rare, right? But if you get a couple of more guys, if Devers starts finding it, I'm telling this team is gonna be dangerous. Yeah. Dangerous, man. And then Glenn, let me ask Schmidt. I mean, you ride him, right? And again, you brought it up, and that's what I was going to try to preface. Don't worry about Eldridge, man. There's just at this particular time, there is no place for him to be on the roster because we're seeing right now the Giants do not utilize the bench. They roll with their guys. They just run with their guys. Whether you like it or dislike it, that is their strategy going forward. So right now, if you bring up Eldridge, who are you sitting? You're not sitting Schmidt. So I'm okay. You ride with the hot hand.
Yeah, you know what? You're just, yeah. Well, let's just take it one day at a time. For now, that's what you do.
Yeah, for now, correct.
I'd still like to see him up. I mean, if shit or get off the pot with him. If he was all we heard was, second coming. This was the guy. Well, other teams are bringing up all their prospects, their number one guys, like everybody's top player, top pick in the drafts along the way. I look, Pittsburgh's doing it. I see Cleveland doing it. I see all the teams doing it, except us. Well, again, don't sell me the bill of goods. I want to see some action. Get them in here, get them playing. Or do what a lot of people wanted to do and get rid of him, get somebody who will play. But you mentioned it, Eric, and you're right on. You're spot on. I was going to mention in the show, and of course, you're starting to steal my thunder for a change. I was going to say that, they're rolling with their guys. I saw it early in the season. I'm seeing it all along now. You like you mentioned cost today. We've said the last 3 or 4 years, you get a guy like Wilmer, who was my guy. Well, it's no good if he's hot and you sit him on the bench and you don't see him for a week. And then bring him in, and he's supposed to be like just pick up. I mean, what do you expect from Cost? He's not getting any playing time. He's rusty. He comes to the ballpark, goes, I'm on the bench. And these guys aren't even pinch hitting. They're not being utilized in any way, shape. So if they're going to roll with these guys got to produce, Eric.
100%. 100%. And I'll tell you what, man. When you have a win like this, you get a series win. What better place to celebrate than having a little adult beverage in your hand? There's our proud sponsor, Glenn.
There you
Tommy's
go.
Mexican restaurant, where you could go get the world famous Tommy Margarita and have some fantastic food at that, man. You guys
Well, you know
will
what?
not be disappointed.
What we got a once in a while, we got to go to the Billboard Book of Top 40 Hits. Like Meatloaf said, Eric, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I see you're rocking your shirt like me tonight.
Of
Look at
course.
that. We got
Of
the
course,
old-
man.
Lou, come on now, get with the program.
No, he's going with who is that?
Old WWE, old WWF.
Oh, there we go.
NWO for life.
Oh,
I thought he was rocking a metal band shirt there.
It's
NWO.
old, NWO. You know, the one thing too, and I think Orange Man, one of Glenn's partners, brings it up good in the super chat.
Yes, sir.
When he takes care of everything, beside depression, he takes care of
100%.
everything.
It does,
You know,
man. I'm telling you.
The one thing too about the Giants is, yeah, we're happy with the homestand, but let's get to 500. Okay, we're still not at 500 yet, and as you know, Colorado is going to be right there. So, you know, it's great what we're doing now, but we got to be consistent and keep it going. You know, as we know, the Giants. I thought the best part about the homestand is we actually won at home. As we know,
yes,
we had a losing record, and you know, you're getting good crowds, and it's very frustrating when you know, they can't perform at home. But you know, I thought today overall the good thing was they had a good giveaway with the flip up glasses, and they came through. And I thought what was really sort of gutsy about this homestand is they were down. They were down yesterday. They came back. They were down today. They came back. And that's where you can start getting the confidence. Doesn't matter what the score is, you know, we can come back. And I think that's something that maybe the team was sort of missing because we were probably depending on people that aren't coming through. But as we always say, you win as a team, you lose as a team. And it's nice that other guys are performing when some of the other guys are down. And that's what a winning formula is. You got to use everybody.
you do. And Glenn, think about this.
Absolutely.
We started off this homestand with us going to the game. And who was pitching on that game? Landon Roupp. To finish up this homestand, the man himself, again, Laden Roupp, he bookended this homestand. He gets the win to start the home, and he gets the win to finish it. So how about that, man? I tell you,
a couple of guys in the chat are talking about our comment about cost. They're like, "Oh, cost isn't going anywhere." No way. You know what cost I equate cost to? He's not being used, of course.
right?
We can all agree to that. But I equate Cost's bat, his play, to a little bit of the Dom Smith effect. You know, he's kind of like the Swiss Army knife. I think if you ask Cost to suit up in a bad situation and catch, he'd catch. He can play the outfield, play a great second base, in my opinion. I think Cost is the guy who's like, I've worked to be here. A manager, I call him coach. Coach, what do you want from me? And I like to see that. I like to see a guy I think he's a great bench player for this club. He ain't going nowhere.
No, he ain't. Oh my God. Guys, this one's going to be a tough one. I'm glad I'm not in this position to make this decision. JB with a great super chat, $2.
And they paid him, right? That's the
bugger, man. Where
bugger.
does Bader fit in this team? And we're going to have this conversation because he's got to be close to coming back.
Yeah.
Glenn, you've already said that you would rather see the young Gilbert out there. And Lou, I want to get your opinion on this too, man.
Yep.
What do we do with Bader? You sign him to 2-year deal, $10 million a year. Do you pay a guy $10 million to be a bench player? Oh, dude, I don't want to be in that position.
I just said it again to Lou last night. I know I mentioned it to you the other day, Eric, but I mentioned again to repeat myself, Lou. Do you remember me saying that my thought process was if their thought process was to move Jung Hoo, then why didn't they just go with him? You'd save the money. How about put some Bader money into pitching instead? Address some issues. You had guys that would fill the role, and if it didn't work out, hey, you can always go out and get players, Eric. Like the Padres got Giolito. There are guys out there that can be gotten. Work within your structure. But no, they had to bring this guy in. And then guys in the chat the other night, Lou, were saying, yeah, well, Drew Gilbert's never been an everyday player. Well, neither is Bader for his $12 million. Come on. What do you think, Lou? Do you agree or disagree with this?
I think Bader will start the game on Tuesday, especially since he's playing his old team with Philly.
Nice.
So
Nice.
we'll see how it is. Again, you're paying him $12 million. He's going to start. I think what's going to happen with Gilbert is Gilbert's going to be the guy giving Bader a couple days off, giving Lee a couple days off, and Ramos. He's going to be your floater in the outfield and your guy off the bench. I'm not saying that's a problem, but, it's one of those things where, we're all happy with Gilbert. If he was to start and play a whole month, would he be still as effective? So I think that's the short term that they're going to do. Now, the other thing, too, is say Gilbert keeps playing well. Bader will probably be one of the guys because there'll be injuries in the major league. There always is, right? When we get probably in July and there's a big guy down, that's the guy that you say, hey, let's see if we can get somebody for Bader, because it's only $11 million, which I know sounds like a lot, but some of the teams like the Yankees or say someone like Atlanta, if they have another big injury, they'll take the contract. It's not a big deal. But for right now, he's your starter. I'm sorry. I think, if we're going to be talking logical, it was maybe one of these signings that might come back and bite us in the ass. But right now, he's who you signed. So you got to at least give him a chance. Now, if he comes back from his injury and either gets injured again or goes like 2-20, then you have a situation. But you can't lose a starting position because of an injury. That's sort of the rule. So he'll be back there.
And that's where I'm kind of at. It's kind of unfair to Bader to an extent, right? He got hurt early in the season. I mean, we all saw that something wasn't right with him. It just wasn't. Because he had that.
And I will say when he comes back, I think it's a good question. They obviously got to take somebody off the 26-man roster. Is that going to be cost? Maybe today was sort of a last effort. And if they're not going to play cost, go to AAA and at least get people, get him in at bats. Of course, we saw that Eric is shaved. The Giants won another series. That was part of the rule. So, but yeah, I think that's something that, we could talk about too. They bring him back after the day off, expect to move.
Yeah.
And again, it's going to be someone, either one of the pitching staff or maybe someone like Koss. But if I think Glenn brings up a good point. If we're not using the bench, Encarnacion or Koss, you got to give them at bats. You can't have them up here expecting to come out and do something when I think this is only Koss's first start of the year. It's game 30. You got to do what's best for the ball team, but also you got to do what's best for the ball player.
There you go. And again, Audie, he brought that up because, yeah, I mean, you pay the guy, man. You pay him. When you pay guys that much money, you just don't bench them. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. And it sucks because Drew Gilbert right now is playing pretty good. But like I said, with Bader, we just don't know. We haven't seen the full potential of Bader yet for that simple reason that he's probably been playing hurt. And what are you going to do? Oh, man, I tell you, I don't want to be in that position. Man, got super chats rolling in all over the place. Mike Val donates $5. Thanks, Mike. He was one of our guys of his visited us over at Tommy's. Yeah. Matter of fact, he got on the show. Yeah, I know you interviewed him, Glenn. Says, for real, Lou, come back, kids. When over the last few years, we've gone down early and expected to come back and win still. That's the Tony V effect. Oh, here we go. We're going to start getting into the Tony V effect.
Tony V effect.
But right now he's managing well. I mean, I got nothing to say. And you know what I like about it? You know what I like about this, man? I'm going to tell you right now. The story isn't about Tony Vitello. Are you hearing anything really about, he made a bad decision here or he did that? He's quiet. As I said, he's paint on the wall. You're just looking over him. You don't care. You're watching what's happening out in the field. So, and that's huge. That you don't, the manager should never be the focus of attention ever. It should always be the players on what's going on, unless you're the Boston Red Sox and you just create a shit show for yourself. Talk about self-inflicted.
I equate that to the old hockey logic, Eric. You got the referees. Now you got two of them. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But
Rob.
When you don't see the official, means he's doing a good job.
He's doing a good job. Exactly. 100%. 100%. Rob Iman, he donated another one just a minute ago. $6. This week's Bulls: Roupp, Gilbert, Ramos, Arise, Schmidt, Webb, Ray, Miller, and Lee. All right. I can't disagree with that. I like that. The Weeks Bulls. By the way, did you guys know Landon Roupp actually had a fight off a bear? He actually had a fight off a bear.
That sounds like a Mad Bum story to me, Eric.
It does. No, it's a legit story. He went out hunting and he came across the bear and he had a fight one off. How about that? Dude, that tells you something. That will build. Look, nothing's going to fear him on the mound if you had a face off against the bear.
As Eric Romo would say, the Bulls got balls.
It's pretty good. That was a good one. And Rob donates another two.
Good for
Bears.
One. Anyway.
Oh, the Bears. There you go. Hauser, Koss, Devers, Bader, Hauser. Okay. I can't disagree with that. Yeah. That's pretty good. Rob, I like that. That's good. Man, he's bringing it today. I like that. That's good, Rob.
The chat's been hot lately. I like the chat.
Yeah, but look, this is fun, man. When we could talk about this stuff and have a good conversation, whether it's negative or positive, dude, it's freaking fun, man.
You know what I'm excited about? What I'm excited about a little bit, Eric, is I'm looking at the stats here. I'm having some fun today.
Sure.
Actually, a good show.
Fun.
One thing that I notice is we're seeing both sides of the tape right now. Usually in the adages of these kind of shows all over the board, if you want to, no matter who you watch, it's when we lose. People are all up in arms and all that. But people are a little bit, because we're winning right now.
True. No, just, hey, look, is there extremes on both sides? There's extremes on both sides.
Right.
I try to stay in here, right? Try to stay in here if we can.
But they still do get a little upset. I mean, I'm getting a text. I sit down, I turn on the game, I'm already getting texts from Lou. What are you doing leaving him at third base? Jesus, this is Giants baseball. Right, Lou? Lou was feisty out of the gate today, but he calmed down.
Nice.
Lou, you're taking the win.
I was pissed off. I was pissed off, dude. I was pissed off in that with that leadoff triple. And then you had 2 strikeouts, which was Chapman. Chapman's been coming through in these situations. And then Schmitt, of all people. I'm like, oh, man, come on.
Did you guys, either of you two, just take a breath and go, it's going to be a long day?
I did. I was worried.
I thought Lou, how'd you feel? I thought that your text, you nailed it. You're like, uh-oh, what is this?
Well, it's simple because I thought, oh, great. Because of the lineup change, I really thought if Arias was batting second, he would have got him in some way.
Ooh.
But it wasn't. But, the one thing is Roupp, Roupp was a bolt today, even though, we said he gave up the 2 runs. And again, sometimes you got to give credit to the hitter. If you saw that pitch, the 3-run homer, it was a good pitch. It wasn't like it was a fat pitch. Right. So, again, it's going to happen, but, they came through and, you sort of forget about that first inning catastrophe. It's sort of amazing. I'll tell you one thing about this whole series. You want ups and downs of baseball? How about just the weekend of Casey Schmitt? 2 complete bonehead moves.
Yep.
Today he strikes out, can't get the runner in, trying to help the other 2 guys, but he hits a homer. So it basically takes care of itself. And that's just sort of how baseball is.
He did that yesterday. He ran over second base, but then hits a freaking home run, dude.
So it's just baseball in general. And that's the one thing is I think about this show, and especially Eric. Eric says, guys, it's 162 games. It's only 30 right now. We still got 132 more. Eric, as you guys saw, shaved because he's starting to get gray hair following the Giants. And it's only been 30 games.
That thing was getting itchy, man.
Let's do this, of course. But I think the one thing is it's the Giants, as Eric said to start the season, they're close to 500. That's really what they want by the end of the month. Okay. He's got a few more days, but the one thing about the Giants is they're sort of a tease job. They're playing well now, but it can all change when we go on the road. We still got to figure out the pitching situation with some of our other pitchers. Obviously, Roupp has figured it out. He knows his job, and we all have confidence in him. A couple of other guys we know, we're not hoping, but we know they can do the job. And then we have a couple other guys where, One of the guys who we were up against pitched great against the Dodgers. Can he do it again in Philadelphia? Not at home, but in a small ballpark. We have a guy right now, as we said the other night, 29 runs in 32 innings. What is he going to do on the road with teams that can hit? So I just think it's one of those things. And I can't believe who is this? Hold on, I'll get back to you. Somebody's commenting. Lou, how about your professional hitter Arias not being able to bring Lee in from third with one out?
Oh,
What is this? Is what I just said. The guy's a professional hitter. He's going to make outs.
Yeah, he's not going to get a hit every time.
It wasn't like he struck out like Kratman or Casey. Yeah. But, again, you can't always depend on Arias. That's why you need other guys. And I said this last night on Glenn's show. Arias will, again, I will repeat, will have some kind of slump. His slump will be like maybe 0 for 7. Okay. But today, the guy, didn't come through. I agree. But he still made contact. He didn't strike out. And it's one time. But Alex, again, I'm saying he's a professional hitter. He probably should have done the job. And if you interview Arias, even though he made a great bunt in the Giants, he would say, I didn't do my job on that at bat. So that's just how it is. What do you think, Glenn?
You know what, Lou? Let's not get carried in. Just Giant fans, sometimes we go a little crazy, go a little off the rails, but a guy doesn't get bases loaded, doesn't drive it a run, or the Lee situation. I mean, that's frustrating because the term I used the other night was, do you remember I said, this team, the way we've been playing, can't afford to piss away runs? Well, I thought they were doing that in the first inning today. But if a guy does not produce, you can't just turn on the guy. Can't turn on him that quickly like that. So I think it all comes down to this is a 500 team, Lou, and it's going to take everybody contributing like today. You got to look at we got to come on the show, look at the tail of the tape every day and pull out different names. It's got to be everybody contributing to have any success, Lou, because they've proven over the last few seasons and again early this year that, that's the way they win. One day it's Schmidt. Now we won't hear from Schmidt for a week, and Jung Hoo, but maybe Chapman Tuesday night. He goes 3 for 4, a couple of home runs. It's by committee, Lou. The only way to success with this team.
It's by committee because I keep saying the whole team has to perform. Yeah, I think by committee. I agree because the other thing too is you bring up a great point, Glenn. Lee's hot right now, but he's going to go through a slump where somebody else has to step.
Happens.
We're talking about Arias who went 2 for 5 and 2 for 4 in 2 straight games. Say he went 0 for 3, but he also helped the team a different way. He made contact, hustled at first, right? And to tell you the truth, they should have given him an RBI. They didn't because it was an error. And then he did the sacrifice bunt. That's what a team player does.
That's a team player.
Yep.
And there's something I want to
go ahead. Eric, I'm sorry, but I think Lou and I were just talking about, I said to Lou, you stepped away. I don't know if you heard us. I said the only way that this 500 team can win and be at least that level is by committee. Everybody's got to contribute. You call it the tail of the tape. When we bring up the game summary, every night somebody's got to step up. Today it was Schmidt and Lee. And I said, Lou, maybe we don't hear from them till next weekend. But Tuesday night, Philadelphia, maybe it's Matt Chapman steps up. The committee role, you got to do that for this 500 team to win.
And how about this? If Lee starts slumping, maybe Devers finds it. And next thing you know, now Devers is carrying the team. Yep. And then that's just the beauty of baseball. Lou, you said something, right? You're talking about, or I think, Glenn, you actually started, the game started off like, oh, shit. Right? And look, and this maybe this is the story of the San Francisco Giants in 2026. Let's put this. We always talk about this. In baseball, you got to play all 9 innings, right? You got to play you never know. The beginning may be absolute dog shit, and then the end is amazing. Right? It's the same thing with the baseball season, man. You could start off shitty and you could finish strong. Or it could go either way. And look, there's so many variables involved in whether it's a 9-inning game or a 162 game season. But that's the beauty of baseball. You're just never out of it until you record that last out. Sometimes it's more prevalent than others. Look, right? There's times when we're watching a game and you're just like, man, forget about this. This ain't going to happen.
Eric, by the way, this coming Thursday will be April 30th. The opening month of the season will be in the books. And did we not say, I'm going to step back and go, all right, we said it, I said it, that if we were a 500 team after the first month, things aren't that bad, we might be 500 or above?
Yeah, maybe.
So what do we
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Caught up in the moment. You do, Eric, Lou,
we all do. We all do.
And there's the goods, the bads this month. But the tail of the tape should be, we took care of business and we played the 500 against this exceedingly tough schedule, in my opinion. We won the games we had to against, I thought Friday, Alcantara, or however you say, I always say his name wrong, Alcantara. I mean, there were games there, even against the weaker sisters, that you were up against tough pitchers.
Yes.
We beat the Dodgers. We beat 2 of the 3 from the Marlins. That was taking care of business. You lost to the good pitcher. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. And great. Remember, we talked about this when we were in Washington. The Giants are going to go up against 5 studs. And how did the Giants do against them? Pretty damn good.
Yeah, you steal some games there, right? Steal the games, steal a few games, and win the ones you have to.
Right. And this is it's fun about the season. I mean, you just never know what's going to happen. And like you said, we get caught up. In the moments. There's no doubt about it. But man, it's good. And you talked about it at the top of the show. Remember, I brought up the tail of the tape. Remember when a lot of those averages, there was a lot of 100s, a lot of low 200s.
Yeah.
Now look where we're at. There's only one guy that's been constant, and that's been Bailey.
And they sort of been quietly. I just picked that out because you were doing the tail. And while I looked, and I'm looking, I got a big binder of stats I've been keeping this month, Eric. And I'm flipping through while you guys are doing the show, and I'm like, these things are happening kind of under our nose. These things are. I haven't seen those averages just like blowing up.
Because you're
taking care of business.
It's slowly, and that's the thing with baseball. It's this you just. Sometimes you come out hot. Look at the Yankees, man. I think they've won. Well, I don't know if they won today, but they won 8 in a row before today's game. And remember how bad they were when they started? Well, they swept us, but then afterwards they.
Your buddy's happy today. Look.
Yeah, Nick.
I got a message from Robbie Dizzle. He's like, "Yep, there you go, boys. He was at the ballpark today." So.
And nothing like it is. It's not on the website, but it is still on big banners in front of Oracle Park, and as you see, Lucille's still
saving money. That's all it is.
and I think, Eric, we talked earlier about the Boston situation. I mean, the Mets now are 2-15 in their last 17 games.
Did they lose today? Did they lose the second game?
They got swept, yeah. So it could be a lot worse, and it's going to be one of those things where it's funny. That's just how baseball is. You can't buy chemistry, as Kruko says. It takes a while, and hey, right now we're right there. Let's just get to 500, which I think is a big key on this road trip, because we went over this last night with Glenn. The schedule, the first month we thought was tough, but there's a lot of teams actually playing better, than we thought. So the next 12 games are going to be extremely tough. You guys, Philly at least has offensive power. They got their ace back. So, I see some guys in the chat, we're going to Philly. Guys, when you go on the road, it only takes one game to start getting going again. And, as we know, our pitching has not been effective. We're not going to pitch our ace. So, and Philly's a tough ballpark. And then we go to Tampa Bay. If you guys watch Tampa Bay, that team is like the Marlins, but they have better starting pitching. So it's not going to be easy. Then we come back for San Diego, who right now is leading our division. So
they are.
And then we got Pittsburgh, who's 5 games over 500. So we just got to make sure we don't get buried is basically all I'm saying. And stop looking at the opponents who are playing. Yeah. We got to step up every team that we play. Doesn't matter the record, especially on the road.
That's a fact. All right. Speaking of which, let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard.
A Giant Sports Talk Live scoreboard update.
All right, here we go. First game, rain delay, bottom of the 7th, Angels in Kansas City. What is Kansas City known for there, Glenn?
I just think it's always a great day for baseball.
Hey, look at that. Right on cue. I set him up. He knocks him out. Angels are up 7-4. 15 hits for the Angels. That's another team. Look at that. They're 12-16. But they've had some moments, man. And the Royals, 10-17.
I mentioned
they're
Lou
underrated.
last night. I mentioned Lou on the show last night, Eric. The Red Sox score 17 runs
And they
and
say,
fire the whole, get the hell out of here. And then they win again today. So
Dude.
it's kind of odd timing. Maybe it's a little bit too premature. That whole they're blowing up the coaching staff over there, Eric.
I tell you what, man, and the players are not happy. They said no one talked to the players about these changes coming up. And it's like, all they want us to do, they want no input from us and just go play baseball. And I'm like, wow.
It was like a George Steinbrenner movie.
Dude, it's like, this is made for TV. Second game, what do we got going on in Atlanta?
What do you got in Atlanta? Look at that, 6-2. I don't see I don't have the tail of the tape myself.
No worries.
6-2. Braves got 10 runs. And if you want me to quickly look, Eric, I just want to find out because I just got a little bee in my bonnet when it comes to these moves.
Chris Sale.
Let me see. Atlanta Braves. Oh, our boys didn't play today for Atlanta. They were riding the pine today, getting a day off because Tom and Yaz have been playing pretty damn well over there for a team that's 20-9.
Yeah, first team to get 20 wins, Atlanta Braves, man.
Lou, what happened in Toronto today?
Here's the thing about Eric's situation where you say it's the whole season. Relax what happens. Because as you guys know, I think Toronto's now won 4 out of 5. Okay. So it's one of those things. There's, they're now getting close at home. They're trying to dig out. But let me ask you a question. When you have situations like Toronto where they went to the World Series, after you're in the big dance, it's always tough the next season to start off.
Next year's a hangover.
You get a big head, a hangover. But trust me, Toronto will be there. But the one thing about Toronto is they got to make a move now, just like the Yankees, because other teams are playing better than expected. So I think it's one of those things. But yeah, Tampa, I don't know if they swept the series or they took 3 out of 4, but they're starting to rebound, and it all comes back to their starting pitching. That's the key. So, all
right, let's go to the next one. By the way, Phillies, that's who we're facing next. They're not playing very good baseball at all. So maybe,
like Luke says, Eric, that is always a bit of a scare, isn't it? Teams floundering. They get a day off tomorrow. What do? Bounce back? Who knows?
Right. Hey, and Glenn, to that point, Giants can't come into that series and go, the Phillies have been sucking it up. You got to come play your game. You can't drop down to the level of your competition.
They got a lot of guys there. One swing in the back can change a game, Eric.
Exactly.
Marsh and you just go down the list. There's a lot of unsung heroes too, and the big boppers.
Yep. Colorado in New York. They win game number 1, 3-1. I guess we already know they lose game 2. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, look at that. Mets are 9-18. Are they going to be the next club that feels the effects of some massive firings? Who knows, man?
2-15 in their last 17. They can't wait until April's over.
Yeah, I know.
Tigers, Eric, they beat the Reds 8-3. They've gone to 15-14, just jumping slightly above 500 against a good Reds team. Look at that record.
18-10.
The big bat today was Gleyber Torres. He was 3 for 5, scored 3 times, batted in a couple of runs, Eric. So he had a nice day batting .250 on the season, swinging the bat, leading the Tigers to the win.
Yep. Lou, Tampa Bay. Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
So we're going to play them the last part of the road
Correct.
trip. So if you guys look, they're 8-4 at home. They blew 3 of those 4 games with late inning catastrophes in the bullpen, but they seem to have figured it out. So it's not going to be easy.
Could be 11-1.
Yeah, I mean,
11-1.
Yeah,
wow.
So they're going to be a tough team. They're a solid team that the Giants are going to need to play a complete game, especially on the road in Tampa Bay. But yeah, they come through with a nice 4-2 win. And the thing about Minnesota is, you remember we use this line a lot, the flavor of the week. You remember Minnesota had a winning record.
They did.
Think this week they went 1-6 or 1-5. Remember? Oh my God, they're unbelievable. But yeah. So, again, it's who you play, when you play, at the time you play. So, but Tampa Bay's getting healthy, and they're going to be tough, guys. I'm just going to tell you right now, they are going to be tough.
Yep. Astros beat the Yankees in Houston 7-4. Each team had 7 hits. How about that? Astros are 11-18. Again, they're not playing very good baseball. Yankees 10-5 on their away record, and they're 18-10. Again, they have turned it around, but they did lose today. I guess it breaks their 8-game winning streak. Ooh, this is a good one right here.
Yeah, I'll tell you why this is an interesting game, Eric. Because if you claim to be a fantasy expert, which I do not claim to be, I want to go on record. Do not get crazy on me. I am not. There's a reason why I finish in last place. You know what you got to do in baseball in general. I mentioned it earlier in the show, Eric. What is baseball? It's a game. You got to have balls. I saw Kyle Harrison was pitching today. I said maybe I should just start him. Nah. Kyle Harrison spun a beauty today, Eric. He went 6 complete, 1 hit today, a 1-hit shutout. The bullpen mopped it up, and Jake Bauers was 2 for 4. The big bat in that game contributed to the win. The story was Kyle Harrison for a 14-13 team, beating the Pirates who were 16-12. Kyle Harrison, 1-hit shutout, blanked Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he's pitching. Hey, he's having a good start of the season, man.
Hey, Glenn don't have balls.
I see a lot of people talking about the Milwaukee Brewers know how to develop their pitchers, and they're having some good success with Kyle Harrison. Good for him.
You know what I thought, Eric? It came to my mind when I saw that. It was breaking down like late. I always call it late night. It was like freaking early in the morning by the time I got settled in to do this. I was getting my team ready for today, and all I thought of was, I'm like, Kyle Harrison, he's going into Milwaukee to pitch, right? And all I could think of was the night I'm at Oracle Park on, I think it was a Tuesday night? I think it was a Tuesday night, and he was making his debut in front of the home crowd. He went like 5 2/3, and man, I'm like, holy crap, what do we got here? It didn't work out the way we wanted, but I thought maybe he'll do that, and you know what? He did. Unbelievable.
Exactly.
Another guy, Eric. Maybe it's another guy the Giants cast off.
Hey, that happens. Good. Hey, remember they look. Last year they had to make a choice. No, not last year. 2 years ago they had a choice: Tyler Fitzgerald or Otto Lopez. Who did they choose?
And Otto's an everyday player now.
And Otto's
this is Giants baseball. This is a story. This is a show in itself. Break down who's where and who's playing.
And it stinks because look where Tyler Fitzgerald is. Yeah. Otto Lopez could have been some, whatever. It is what it is. Lou, Chicago, South Side.
Yeah, the one thing, too, about Harrison is we can't forget he was part of the Devers trade. So we had to give something up. But as you see, he's not with Boston anymore.
That's what I was just going to say.
Yeah, which is pretty
Boston didn't want him either. They casted him off. Look,
the thing about the Brewers is they get rid of all their superstars, and they're still competitive. You know, they made the playoffs the last 2 years. So, you know, it's one of those things where we're always saying, how can we improve the Giants? And we always talk about, God, we should go to Tampa Bay and take their GMs. How about maybe get someone from the Brewers who literally have 1/3 of the payroll, and look what they're doing. So I just wanted to make sure, you know, you bring that. Yeah, with the White Sox, you know, the one thing about the White Sox is they always get great starting pitching, but it's their hitting right now that's really been letting them down, especially at home.
Yeah.
You know, they're now 4-8 at home, 11-17 overall. But, you know, when you're at home and you only give up 4 hits, you should win. But, you know, right now, the White Sox, and of course, you see is extra innings, you know, and it's amazing these days. The last couple of games I've seen that gone extra innings, you know, even with the ghost runner at second, and the Giants went through this with their couple extra inning games. Yeah. You're seeing teams score 1 and that's it. It's not like the ghost runners really coming through. But, you know, the Nationals on a getaway day with a nice 2-1 win. And, you know, for another young team building, you know, they have a future. But I think the one thing, too, is look at the Nationals, 10-6 on the road.
Pretty good.
So you got to give them credit where it's due.
Yep. Let's go. Hold on. Let me scroll up. Here we go. Mariners in St. Louis. St. Louis, a great baseball town. Mariners come out on top. They beat the Cardinals 3-2. I know yesterday's game, home runs all over the damn place. All over the place. But Mariners were able to come out on top. They had 8 hits, Cardinals to 7, but they were able to come away. Both teams look fairly equal, right? 14-15, 14-13. So they're hovering right around 500 here to start closing out the month of April.
I'll tell you what, Senior's a happy camper lately. His A's are unbelievable. Look at that. They're 15-13. They're playing great bay. Eric, young team. They're comers, man. Looking good. They got out of the gate early today. Carlos Cortez. Who? Carlos Cortez. Look at that.
Hell is that?
He went 3 for 4. Well, people are going to find out because he went 3 for 4 and had a 2-run triple. As the A's got out of the gate early, couple on the board, they held on 1-2-1. Good.
Is
pitch.
that did the Louisiana Flash? Did he pitch for the Athletics?
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
There you go.
What do we got? Oh, we already know the Giants. All right. What do we got in Arizona there, Lou?
Well, it's sort of amazing. This was part of the 2-game Mexico City series yesterday. And I'm just going to use sort of a betting analogy. The total was 15 and a half. No, I'm sorry. It was 16, right? The final score.
Was that based on what we saw the Padres and the Giants do a few years ago?
Every year in Mexico City. So the final score was 7-1. Never close to the total. So today's total was 15 and a half again. It got bet down to 13 and a half. The one thing about Mexico City is just like we talk about the Giants, elevation, and you got to get to the bullpen. Because this, as you guys know, the Mexico City is higher than Coors Field. So when you get pitchers that don't know what they're doing, you're going to expect something like this. And the final score was 12-7. But what was amazing about it is the score was 7-2 going into the seventh inning. And Arizona scored 6. A pitcher who, unfortunately, I'm trying to get, what was his name again? He pitched a third of an inning, gave up 5 runs, 4 hits, 4 earned. Another guy came in, pitched 2/3 to finish the inning, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs. That's just how baseball is there. And, to give you a question, the game's never over. Again, it was 7-2. Arizona came back and won 12-7.
Crazy.
So it absolutely nuts, but that's how Mexico City is. So it happens. And then, we're on the last game. You see the Dodgers again, they lost. They were up Friday night, up 4-0, lost. I think they lost yesterday. And again, at home, the champions are tough to defeat. And they
there's no doubt about it.
6-4. Who was the winning pitcher? Let me just see for
Roblowski, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Another guy, 4-0 with an ERA of 1.58.
Yeah, he's been having a fantastic year. Imagine that. Golly.
Yeah,
by the way, did you guys see that barehanded catch that Horner made yesterday? No. It deflected off the first baseman. He catches it in, short right field because he's coming over to cover the hole. He grabs, barehands it, throws it to the pitcher who covered it, and they got the put out. I mean, it was incredible defense. And then, of course, the last game. Game 2 of the doubleheader, and the Mets lose. They get blanked 3-0 in Flushing, New York. Let's see, man. We're gonna have to.
And as you see to the right, you see the big comment leads to a 15th loss in 17 games. So there should be some changes coming up in New York.
Keep an eye on Twitter. Keep an eye on Twitter. I would not be surprised if there's some kind of announcement, man. Not at all.
Guys, if you want to see a good media rant, go to after the show. Stick around here on Facebook and look up WFAN rant. And Joe Bedingo over there in New York, he actually used my term. He goes, I'm telling you, we've been sold a bill of goods. I go, everybody's watching Giants Sports Talk Live.
You said that.
Everybody is watching. And I'm out to dinner last week with a friend of Bernice's. She goes, let's just call a spade a spade. And I'm like, I have
That's funny, dude.
He goes, that's my line. I'm like, I'll fight you on that. That's my line. But anyway,
and our prayers are with Armand. I'm hoping he's okay because
it's
gotten worse. It hasn't gotten better for him.
Yeah.
No, it hasn't.
And Mark, they're diehard. They're like a battery, man. They're diehards. They'll be around. They'll get through this.
It's part of a baseball season. Hopefully they can, as you say, get through this. But man, it's tough, and I can't imagine what the reaction.
Let's see what the Giants do in Philly now. They got a nice day off. We've had a good month. It ain't over. The month isn't over, and we could be above 500. And I think the moral of the
Would you
day
bet that?
was the Beatles. Remember what the Beatles said, Eric? Can't buy me love.
Oh,
And Lou
well, there you
says,
go.
Can't buy chemistry. So let's see if we get maybe our own Fab Four coming through. Which four they'll beat? Tuesday night. Got to beat the Phillies. Let's go.
Absolutely. And to recap, Giants won. How about that? They won the series. They beat the Marlins 6-3 with some late game heroics by Casey Schmitt. How about that? 3-run shot. They were stringing together hits too, right? Devers had an opposite field double, was able to score a run. You had Arise running up the line, right? Caused an error. Run was able to score. There's someone else had a key hit in there too, because it wound up getting to 3-3, and I can't remember that one. And then of course Casey Schmitt with the big home run. And then hey, Laden Roupp, man, if you want to go and get a win, so to speak, have him go on the mound, because he is going to limit the amount of runs that are going to come across, and then it's just going to be up to the team to go out there and score those runs, man. I tell you.
Before we go, I like what the Giants have been doing lately. You know, they're just scrapping out. Everybody's like, we've talked about it today. Don't have to hash it again. You got to get guys who contribute. It's got to be a group effort, if you will. But one thing I do like is, the Marlins beat us on Friday, and a term Lou used was, this Marlin team is a scrappy team. I like these teams like Marlins,
they are.
Pittsburgh, Tampa, who go young and develop their team. And I'll always feel that way, that you feel like you grow with the team and the players. And
that's
like
fair.
in a few years, you're excited. And I looked at this line. Look at this guy, Eric. Xavier Edwards.
Yeah, good young kid.
The guy's batting .353.
Otto Lopez,
who wasn't good enough to play for the Giants.
Stowers, they got him in a trade with the Mets.
Yeah.
Remember we were there at the game. I keep bringing that up. In 24, we saw that big bomb that he hit into right center.
I'd rather struggle to have a great team than go through mediocrity year after year after year. I'd rather, if you said the team is going to finish like the Rockies for the next 3 years, I wouldn't be happy. But if you said, look at the future.
It's coming.
Every year, Eric, we're doing this show. It's like, hey, are we going to be 500 this year?
It's coming, though. It's coming.
I hope so.
The problem is, we just got to have, as they say, a little patience.
Oh,
by the way,
a little patience.
Yes, and it's funny because I was talking about the whistling. Or actually, it was Lou said it was great whistling. Well, Gary, he reached out to me and he brought up an interesting song. Do you know the song "Two of Us" by the Beatles?
The two of us. I think just the
Beatles.
Two of us.
Because towards the end of that song, there are some nice whistling skills going on as well. So I got.
Well, it's like the Giants too. You go R&B. Just the two. We can make it if we try. You're trying, Giants. You're doing it. You're getting it.
Oh my God!
Just win the series. They beat the Marlins.
That's
win
it.
the series after a tough pitcher Friday. I'm happy.
There you go,
content.
man.
Not happy. I'm content.
Win a series. That's all I care about, man. And if they start this road trip going, or if they have this road trip and they go 4-2, holy moly! Come on, man. That's good. You're finishing the month strong, man. And then of course you still got 5 more months of baseball. Right? It's not the end. It's not going to be the end. It's still more to come.
I wish on YouTube we were allowed to play music, Eric. I want to see Lou celebrate.
Man.
He was so crusty in the first inning. I want to see Lou actually celebrate, win. I'd throw a. You know what my pick to click would be today? I would reach into the archive here. I'd pull out Surfing Bird. I want to see Lou. Everybody's hurt. I want to see Lou going crazy to the Surfing Bird.
Yeah, there we go.
Smile, Lou. Come on, Lou. Smile and tickle.
Final thoughts, Lou. What you got, man?
First of all, I want to wish Glenn safe travels back to Canada.
Taking a month off.
Well,
not a month off. I'm just going away for a month.
Yeah, you're going away out there.
When you leaving
travels
tonight?
This morning.
Leaving at 3 a.m.
Yeah. So safe travels.
I hope to be with you. If I have a little nap, I'll be with you. Thanks, Lou. I'll be with you guys tomorrow night. If I'm not,
no tomorrow night.
I'll be here.
No tomorrow night. We got a day off tomorrow, baby.
Well, you're shutting me out. Okay, very good.
We're
can
good.
take it off. I don't feel bad.
You don't feel bad. Yeah, you're good to go.
Let's start off and see if our starting pitcher on Tuesday can come around and make it 2 in a row.
Yes.
Mr. Malley. So I think it's a big way, and start off the road trip on a winning note. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Keep that sinker low. Come on, Tyler.
Can you guys?
The sinker's supposed to sink.
Yeah, can you guys? I know you like to get out of here quick, crisp. But I got a question that I forgot to ask you. I got a message earlier today. Sunday Night Baseball was there a big storm coming in, or what was the change? You guys know Sunday Night Baseball's. I think the game's over. So
was
Red Sox game? They didn't play Sunday Night Baseball.
Maybe it was because of weather. That's a possibility. Maybe they moved it up. I don't know.
Well, if you're coming for up-to-date information, you came to the wrong place. I don't know either. So.
I have no idea. Who knows? I mean, honestly, I have no idea.
Yeah, but, SNB it's been preempted because the game was they moved it to the afternoon. I'm like, that's weird for it.
Has to be
to screw with TV and ESPN or MLB, whatever.
Rain delay, yeah. Maybe that's what it was.
There you go. Thanks, D-Shot. See, we got a chat here who are up on the game. They
are, man. Hey, I appreciate that because sometimes it sucks. I don't want to always have to go to Google and have dead air and all this crap. So,
hey, Lou, who was married to Eddie Van Halen? What was her name?
Valerie Bertinelli.
And did she star in this show one game at a time? No, that was one day at a time.
One day at a time.
Yeah,
hold on. Let's show. I got to show this because this is pretty good. This is pretty good. So, when Willie has a Gatorade bottle, you know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
This is pretty good. This is pretty good.
Yeah, I think the results for sure connect to, the self-confidence. Oh, my gosh.
He hosed the interpreter as well. How about that? That was a good shot. That was a good shot, man. He had no idea that was coming, man. And that was quite the shot.
The interpreter, is he the guy who was standing in front of us at the game we went to all last year?
I think so.
He was kind of interacting, the best he could with us, but he was
good.
Guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, it was good stuff. All right,
it's fun when you got an interview. I used to have to do that. So when my last radio gig in the Quebec Major Junior League, Eric, it took me a while to figure out you just get enough. I'm like, my God. So I'm doing the pre-games, the intermissions, and the whole kit and caboodle. And I'm like, my French isn't good enough to do fluent interview. A lot of these guys on the team, they couldn't speak any English, let alone the Russians and the Czechs and whatever else we had. I'm like, I'm in a bit of a pickle here. Took me about 3 months to figure out, just get one of the other players who speak English and you try to do it this way.
Right.
But I'm telling you, what a tough thing to do is, you're doing the interview, you act like, and you guys on to like Shohei. I think Shohei knows more English than we're led on to believe. You know what?
Ichiro knew a lot of English, but he didn't as well. He didn't. It's just, I think it's a comfort thing. They don't want to seem with they're being interviewed. They don't want to look like they don't. It's more maybe, I guess, pride, I guess you could say, to a certain extent, because they don't want to look. They don't want to look dumb.
Because they go up to the mound and I see the catcher. Yeah. What are we doing after the game? I don't know yet. You get back behind the dish. And then when they go to TV, it's blah, 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 and I can't understand that. It gets confusing as a viewer, guys. For me,
it does.
I confuse easily. So I'll see you guys Tuesday. Rested,
rest and ready to go. And then again, it's going to be a little bit, I guess a little bit earlier because they'll probably start around 4 something our time, and then we'll probably finish around 7:30. So it still will be a fairly early. When they're back east, it's better for you, Glenn, right? 10 o'clock's much better than 1 o'clock in the damn morning.
Hallelujah. I'm looking forward to this road trip. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Yeah. Especially when they go to Tampa Bay. So it's a nice ease in when you get back up.
Heading out on the road, baby.
Yeah, buddy. All right. Hey guys, I'm a fit.
Yeah, well,
I saw Matt, he wants me to do the oh my God.
The train.
No, not the train.
Good job by the chat today, too.
Yeah, chat was fantastic. Oh, by the way, here, let me do that real quick.
Thanks for all the super chats.
Yes, whole bunch of them. Kevin Bowden, Mentor Mac, and Orange Man, JB, Mike Val, Rob with a couple of them. So, yeah, how about that? Why not, man? Those guys.
Hey, one thing you can't forget. It's been really good to Lou and I know he loves Eric too. Let's not forget he shows Eric a little love once in a while.
Hey, it's Henry for Tommy's, and we are so glad to have Giant Sports Talk Live as far as Tommy's family. We're so proud to be their major sponsor, and hey, please come to have a cocktail with us and go Giants.
Like the shirt. Look at it. Love
There
that
you go.
shirt.
He had the shirt, baby. That's what it's the Road Warriors. Yeah,
Oh, I saw him running down that's the first thing I saw. I'm like, who's this guy? Oh, the shirt. Oh, Enrique.
Nice. That was awesome, man. Awesome.
And he's always happy. I wish
He
I
is.
could go through life, Eric, with a
Dude,
smile on my face, and I can't.
He has a great attitude. There's no
Loser.
doubt.
Probably sneaking a
Loser.
few Tommy margaritas in the back that we don't
Yes,
see.
he had the rosy cheeks going. I go, oh, this could be good. This is good.
Hey, I haven't done this in a while. I'm gonna do a Road Warriors call out here. Remember, I'll finish the show with the Road Warriors, and Lou, you know exactly what that's about. All right, guys, we will see you Tuesday night for Game 1 versus the Phillies. Let's get out of here. Let's go get a series win. Let's get a road trip series win. Let's go.
Good job.
What a
Oh.
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.